When the discovery of a human skull on Chicago's near west side set a neighborhood on edge, the investigation immediately began to find out who the person was and what happened. A year and a half later, NBC5 Investigates has answers and an inside look at the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office effort to connect missing people with resources and experts. NBC5's Rose Schmidt takes us inside.
These are samples here that we have of all of our unknowns that come.
We looked at aspects of the teeth.
We were able to use these restorations.
It takes a team of experts at the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office.
We're able to find closure.
To bring clarity to families.
Our mission is to find out who the person is, what happened to the person. Sometimes it does take time, but we realize how important it is.
9 years ago, Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Pani Arunkumar hosted the first Missing Persons Day. Since then, hundreds of family members and friends filed reports and provided pictures to help find missing people.
They're also able to give their oral swab for their DNA to be uploaded into the national database so that when that missing person is found, their DNA will get matched to the family's DNA.
2 years ago, the event brought closure to 6 families. Last year, 3 more. One of those cases started with a disturbing discovery near Taylor in California.
Can you check on a suspicious object for me, please?
It was 2024, 3 weeks before Halloween.
They possibly see a human head inside an open Amazon box while the caller was walking his dog. I'm assuming it's a Halloween decoration. Let's hope so.
But it wasn't. The skull found in a box on this sidewalk right next to a sports complex turned out to be human remains. Police then called the medical examiner for help.
There's around 20 to 30 measurements that we can take just of the skull alone.
Forensic anthropologist and Northwestern professor Dr. Aaron Waxenbaum was brought in to consult.
Okay, so we are seeing a skull.
The goal: determine the sex, ancestry, how tall they were, and specific features that might match up with someone missing.
How difficult is it to make a determination when you're only given a skull, for example, as opposed to the entire set of remains?
Certain aspects are a little bit more difficult to make estimations on. As I mentioned, stature is particularly difficult, and in this case, age estimation was a little bit broader than it might be if we had the entirety of the remains.
We do get dismembered body parts maybe once a year, once in 2 years.
In 2025, a family came to Missing Persons Day believing they knew who was in the box. Andre McDaniel, listed here in a national missing persons database called the Charlie Project, was last seen 3 blocks away from where the skull was found. Family said McDaniel had trouble hearing in his left ear. That matched up with one of Dr. Waxenbaum's findings, a defect on the left side of the skull, which could lead to hearing difficulties. But confirmation takes time.
We told them that we'll need to wait for final DNA testing from the state lab to be able to make that match.
Finally, in November of last year, more than a year after the skull was first discovered, the results were in. McDaniel was a match. The cause of death isn't clear. Police searched for the rest of the remains but weren't able to find them. Still, another family has answers because of Missing Persons Day.
So everyone who comes on that day will get closure at some time or another, maybe right away, maybe years later.
Rose Schmidt, NBC5 Investigates.